Hello to all you Scorpios. For those of you who've got a sun in Scorpio, a moon in Scorpio, or a rising sign in Scorpio. This is your horoscope for the whole year. For the whole year of 2018. I was so curious yesterday of what's going to happen with all those changes of long-term planets into new signs. I want to know what's happening. And now that it is fresh in the head, I want to inform you a little bit. Of course, these are general horoscopes, so it's impossible to make it tailor-made for you exactly. But if you're interested in to know a bit the general energies, this is the video for you. So, Scorpio, this is a better year. I could start with that, right? 2018 is going to be a better year, period. Yeah, that's a video of 54 seconds. Still too long, isn't it? No, kidding. Why? Why is it a good year for Scorpios in general? Because all those planets who are taking a long time to transit through the signs, they are in water or earth signs, which is good for you because you're a water sign. So Neptune in Pisces, water sign. Jupiter in your sign, Scorpio. Wow, fantastic. Saturn shifts at the very end of December 2016. It shifts into another earth sign of Capricorn, which goes well with water. So good for you. Uranus shifts as from May in 2018. It shifts into an earth sign, which is happens to be your opposite sign, which is also very exciting. But also the same elements or elements that go well together. So that in itself shows already a bit of a breather, you could say. Now, of course, the most important thing, I want to look at health, I want to look at relationships and work, the three big ones, so to speak. When Uranus shifts, it's the biggest thing for you Scorpios, because you as a Scorpio having Jupiter there, which is nice for the whole year, which is expansion, growth. You learn much more about yourself. You will be obliged or not obliged to find more meaning through yourself. That's Jupiter in Scorpio. You will find more meaning because you focus a little bit more on you. But as from May, Uranus shifts into your 7th house, which is a big turnaround when it comes to relationships. So when you're not in a relationship, something could come into your life. No, someone hopefully can come into your life and stir up the things a little bit and making it a bit of a bumpy ride. But you Scorpios, you're not afraid of the depths of life. So that's pretty interesting. And when you're already in a relationship, having Uranus there in your opposite sign means that there is a team of individuality coming up, a team of freedom, which is either you will learn a lot about your own freedom, or the relationship that you have with someone, that person wants more freedom and wants to be more individualistic. So it's either a projection going on or a reflection of what you feel on the inside. So worst case scenario to do is get clingy. Whether you are in a relationship or whether you are not in a relationship, becoming needy and clingy is worst case scenario. Now for a Scorpio won't do that expressively, but will do that under the surface. So it won't be always the easiest energy to let go of someone and not trying to control everything in the relationship, because when you go for that, you're going to push other people more away. So that's one advice you could say. On the positive side, this Uranus will show you a lot about your own individuality, your own freedom, and giving each other space and doing something different with your spouse, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend. So if you are in a relationship doing things as usual, it's not the best advice. It's actually the best advice is do something different. with that person. And I'm not saying that you have to throw yourself out of an airplane and do some bungee jumping or whatever, although that's quite Uranus-like. But go on an adventure with whether you have a long-term relationship or just begun with a relationship. Uranus wants some excitement and it wants some change in the relationship. So changes in the relationship is actually the big one for 2018. Of course, for those who've got at the very beginning, the first 10 degrees of Scorpio, so to speak, will feel that the most. So the ones who have, when it's your sun sign, the birthday at the very end of October. But you feel the energy, all of the Scorpios will feel this Uranus energy, and it's actually all about, changing your relationship, not doing things the same way anymore. And that's pretty interesting. Now, Saturn and Uranus are trining each other. So Saturn, the planet of structure, the planet of discipline, the planet of keeping things the old way, is making a beautiful aspect with Uranus, which is, I want to change everything. So it's like, and for you it's in relationships as well, in relationship and especially in your communication. And there is a beautiful trine going on between, I want to change my relationship, but I also want to keep what is going on, what is going on in the relationship, which is already good. So that's the Saturn there in your third house. So the structure thinking and normally Saturn in the third can be quite rigid in thinking, but it gets a good energy now from Uranus there in the seventh house. So the communication could be more, more smoothly. And especially around August, September time, there could be, when it comes to relationships, some breakthroughs. And so that's for relationship. Let's get, with Jupiter in your first house, it's very good when it comes to work, especially when it's your sun sign. So if you want to do a new job, you can get some chances now. And that could come some magic into your life. And with magic, I mean that you don't have to do that much of an effort, but that it comes to you. Why is that? Because that Jupiter gets a beautiful trine of your fifth house, which is a house of creativity. And that happens around May, August. It also, that Jupiter connects with Pluto in the house of communication around January, April and September time. So a lot of magic happening with you and having good emotional, deep conversations with other people. That's something that Scorpio does like anyway. But now it's like a bit of a magical time that happens to you anyway. So in your environment or with lovers, because it's a fifth house, or with children, or on a very creative way. So it could be that some more creativity flows towards you. Don't forget that every water sign is super creative, and Scorpio will do it in a more deep, intense way, and on a very intimate way as well, because that's what Scorpio is all about. It's not about grey, it's about black or white. And so what could help you when it comes to work, you could get a promotion, you could get a new job that has to do with more Jupiter. So traveling, expansion, publishing, everything that has to do that expand the mind. And so if you want to have that promotion, go for it. If you want to have that job in another country, go for it. If you want to be a bit more creative in your work, go for it. It's pretty good favored actually. So when it comes to work, it's favorable with Jupiter on your sun sign. I've seen many people when Jupiter crosses their sun sign, maybe they get another job and it's more meaningful. That is very important, the meaningfulness of the job, because that's what Jupiter is all about. It's finding meaning. When it comes to health, there's nothing really activating anything on the long run when it comes to your health house, but having which is the sixth house, but having Jupiter in your first house is good. So if you had, for instance, a disease lately, or it hasn't been gone very good, It should be an improvement with Jupiter on your sun sign, because that gives you just more energy. It's not that a problem is totally away, but it could give you a bit more confidence. It's gonna also, if you had a rough time lately, last year, that could really mean that you're getting more confidence now with Jupiter just in your sign, and without anything happening or differently. It's just there. That's that bit of magic that I was talking about, that is coming towards all of us, because magic happens when the water signs are connecting with each other, and certainly Jupiter and Neptune, and also Pluto. So also connections. You can have some golden connections. And don't you love that, you Scorpios? Some golden connections with people that absolutely transform you. That's because of that Jupiter there in your first house. So yeah, it's quite a Scorpionic year for you, but in a very positive way. The energies of the elements are quite good for you. Just Uranus there in the opposite sign. But again, if you apply it well, if you're not running away from changes in your love life, if you're embracing it, that you need to change things there, it could be a very interesting ride. Thank you very much for watching, dear Scorpios. I wish you all the best. If you want to read and get in touch, and see you next time. Bye-bye.